The president has never done business with his son, and he was not aware of this. And for anything further, I would have to refer you to Hunter Biden's personal representatives. I can't speak beyond that. But again, I've said this before: the president was not in business with his son, and this is the first time, he was not aware of this.
Kentucky Congressman and Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Chairman James Comer, joins me. Good evening, sir. First of all, the State Department resisted. They could have done this years ago. They resisted. The fact that we didn't know about it makes me, of course, curious. What else might there be? The State Department says, well, you'll get more on this one in the coming weeks. What's wrong with today and now? And then finally, the only time the State Department comes clean on this and tells us that these documents exist is after President Biden says he's not running for president. So your thoughts on this?
Well, I think every one of these deep state agencies that have been covering up for the Biden influence peddling schemes for the past decade, between now and Election Day, and if Trump wins in through the lame duck period, they're going to slowly leak out certain things just to say that, yeah, we complied with their request. We turned over this letter that proved that the Biden family was working in conjunction with the federal government while Joe Biden was vice president to lobby for these foreign nationals. You know, just a week ago, and it got very little press, David Weiss charged Hunter Biden essentially with being an unregistered foreign agent for the country of Romania. What this letter is a lobbying on behalf of a Ukrainian company. The most obvious violation that the president's son and brother committed was being unregistered foreign agents. And when Jean-Pierre says, well, the president never did business with his son, Greta, there was no business. The only business was the Bidens were taking bribes from foreign countries and foreign nationals. That was the business. So the definition of business is up in the air. What we do know is there was no wall between the government and the Biden family schemes, like Joe Biden said. And we do know every government agency that had anything to do with these schemes has been involved in a cover-up.
But that's what bothers me the most, Mr. Chairman. Obviously, look, Hunter Biden, he's a rogue son. He had a drug problem. I mean, we've seen his problems. And look, I got that. But the thing that is most disturbing to me tonight is the State Department was asked about this before President Biden got out of the race. They have asked about this back in 2021, and it shows something that certainly the American people are entitled to know, is whether or not former Vice President Biden was being lobbied by his son or what his son was doing vis-a-vis. But it's only after he gets out of the race that suddenly the State Department comes up with these documents that they should have turned over a long time ago. So now, of course, it's not unreasonable to wonder, like, what else do you have? What else are you not telling us?
Yeah, and I'm going to make a prediction, Greta. I'm going to predict that there will be more government agencies that'll leak out certain bits of information that we've been requesting for the past year and a half that would prove the Biden family, including Joe Biden himself, committed many financial crimes. I'm going to predict that the National Archives will release a few of those pseudonym emails to show that, yes, Joe Biden was communicating with those shady associates who created all those shell companies. I'm going to predict that the Securities and Exchange Commission leaks out something before January saying, yeah, we were investigating Hunter Biden and Jim Biden for several fraudulent schemes that they were involved in. And I wouldn't be surprised if the FBI didn't do the same thing. All these government agencies were involved in a cover-up of what I think is the biggest political corruption scandal of my lifetime. A president of the United States who at the time was vice president of the United States, his family was selling access to the government, to our enemies around the world, and they didn't pay a penny of taxes on it, and they never registered as foreign agents.
Well, I just want to say, I'm going to take the last one. I have my own beef on the FBI, which I believe in some other case I've been investigating unrelated to this, is they will not provide the documents. And they said to me that they'll give them to me in 5 years. And for a case that is now 20 years old. So anyway, I got my own beef with what the FBI covering up for each other. But anyway, Chairman James Comer, thank you, sir.
Thank you.